Lesson 10.7, Video 2, Trigonometric Ratios. So a ratio is a comparison of sides, in other words a fraction. And the sides that you're going to compare or make a ratio of depends on what trig function you're using and which angle you're looking from. So let's look at the big picture for a moment. If you look at the triangle right here, you have capital letters which refer to the angles of the triangle, A, B, and C, and you have lowercase letters which refer to the sides of the triangle. Now notice that the relationship is such that if I have a capital A for the angle here, the side opposite it is the lowercase a. So here we have a capital C, the side opposite it would be lowercase c. And capital B here, for an angle, if you go to the opposite side, you'd have lowercase b. So capital letters refer to angles and lowercase letters refer to sides. Now, the right angle C is an angle that we never do trig with. So C is off the table with respect to doing sine, cosine, and tangent. With sine, cosine, tangent, we're either going to use the angle A or B, meaning do not use the right angle. Now, we have the phrase SOHCAHTOA, which refers to and tries to help you remember what sides go with each other. So SO refers to sine, and that ratio is, in shorter context here, opposite over hypotenuse, or OH. Now it says here that the leg opposite angle A, that's what opposite means. So if we're choosing to look from angle A, then the side opposite it would be lowercase a. Hypotenuse, well, the hypotenuse of a right triangle is always the longest side, and it's always across from the right angle. Now I said that we would never use the right angle C with our trig, but we will use the side opposite it, or in other words the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse. So it's A over C, opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is AH, in other words adjacent over hypotenuse. Now if we're looking from A, you have three different sides to think about. Lowercase a is opposite, side C is always hypotenuse, so B would be referred to as adjacent. And I should write this in here for A, that's opposite. So cosine of A is making the fraction of adjacent, which would be B, and hypotenuse, which is C. Tangent is opposite over opposite over adjacent. That's the TOA, T-O-A, and that would be A, which is opposite, and adjacent, which is B. So you're making those ratios based on the trig function that we're using. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is the adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. Now, with that said, if I changed my perspective and said that I'm going to look from angle B, remember we don't look from angle C, now the side opposite has changed. Now it's side B. The nice thing is the hypotenuse always is the same, and adjacent now is A. So if I'm looking from B, my ratios would change. And this ends Lesson 10.7, Video 2.